Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Cave Convos. I'm one of your
There we
hosts,
go. Right off the bat, we got it.
Dear Bear, and I'm joined here by
Freddie.
and
Jeff Grizzly.
Jeff is back.
He's
Yes,
back.
sir.
For the audience out there, last episode you will have seen a special guest who had to unfortunately take the place of Mr. Jeff, who was in absentia, but he's back.
It's a big word.
Absentia? Well, it's just absent with two more letters.
Did.
Right?
I don't even think it is. It might be. Maybe like absentia or something.
Absentia, yeah. Something like that.
Well, there you go. You learned a little bit of Spanish here.
Yeah, that's reliable.
Back at it again means therefore. What's wrong with my beard?
I don't know, just going out a lot.
All right.
Fred just reached over and touched Darian's beard.
Yeah, no, but like I from like I don't know my peripheral, I could see like hairs on my chin, and I knew something was off about it. And you having touched it made me think that it must have been really, really
It
off.
wasn't that off. It came like
You almost like fixed it.
Yeah,
Okay.
you fixed it now. I mean, and what I was going, it had like a point. It was kind of like right there.
Yeah, there was some straying off.
That's
Yeah.
funny. That's funny. It's so I can't wait to cut it.
Really, you don't like it? I like it.
It's a lot to deal with. I'm
Yeah.
talking about my beard now, ladies and gentlemen. No longer
Mhm.
talking about gun
I need
violence
to
or any of that.
I need to
We're sponsored by Manscaped.
Sorry to cut off what we were talking about.
I wish we were.
That'd be nice.
I would love to get free razors.
Yeah, I'm down for a quick buck. Fucking
Yeah, we'll do it.
razor guys will hit me up.
Yeah. As soon as we actually are not even close to getting advertisements.
No.
We need at least 5,000 views. Actually, no. We need 5,000 subscribers. We need at least, I think, like 10,000 views weekly.
It's challenging.
We guess how many views we're at weekly?
18.
I think it's 9.
Good.
So we've got
Yeah,
some
we're
work
almost
to do.
reaching 10. We're almost reaching 10.
We're growing.
No,
We are growing.
These are the golden. This is the
Yeah, I don't even
golden era.
watch. That's I don't even watch.
That's incredible. I still haven't watched Drizzy's Grizzly or Drizzy's
Drizzy's
Grizzly.
Grizzly.
So I've been.
Don't you have to like edit them and like do something to them a little bit? Or do you not even do that anymore?
No,
Unless you
yeah.
need to?
So what I have to do is I have to get the picture of our logo, and I have to literally drag it for 10 minutes, and then I copy and paste that for the entire like hour or so.
Yeah.
And I also look through, like, I don't have to edit much usually, but
Sometimes you have to take some stuff out. You
it's
might have
it's
to.
better. Yeah, it's better that I I listen to everything before publishing.
Yeah.
You never know what we come up with.
Yeah.
We're very new to this.
A lot of times too, what'll happen is like, I remember once I said something about the Grateful Dead that was just so wrong that I took it out.
What'd you say?
I said something about them like still touring, but they're doing
Not Dead and Company.
they're doing very specific tours. Like I thought that they were only in New England or something, but like they're out in like the Midwest or something.
Yeah, they're going to
Yeah.
Las Vegas.
Yeah.
So
The
yeah,
Sphere and
so
I'm going.
maybe that wasn't even my fault. Maybe they actually, from my understanding, they just decided to keep touring.
Yeah, they didn't even decide to come. They just decided to play like a, what do they call it, like a resident? Like they just like playing at the Sphere. You know what the Sphere is though?
Yeah.
They're playing there for like a bunch of nights, like 20 shows.
Damn.
So it's like a tour, but they're just not touring. You know what I
You're
mean?
right.
Uh,
It's a good idea. It's probably very convenient for them.
And it's dope where they're playing. Like, ooh,
Yeah.
crazy shit going on.
Dang, it is really cool. You're going to that, are you not?
Yeah, 2 shows I'm going.
2 shows. When might this be?
Yeah, June.
I see. It's the
Early
summertime.
June.
So it's gonna be hot as fuck there then.
Yeah, I know.
Dang.
It's gonna be hot as fuck. My dad said when he went to like the strip before, and he said he like cracked an egg on the what's it called? He saw someone crack an egg on the thing, and it like cooked right
That's
there.
crazy.
They like started fucking.
Imagine walking on that with no shoes. Not even David Goggins could do that. Come on.
That's unpleasant. You get cool calluses though.
You say cool, but let's be honest. I think I'd prefer
That'd
my
be
feet beforehand.
crazy.
Fair enough.
Your feet, they'd be stronger,
Yeah,
but like,
there's no need for that.
at what cost? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I
'Cause,
got
like-
some calluses. and
Oh,
shit.
you ever seen that
Yeah.
guy that like?
Stupid.
Are you a runner?
No,
How did you get them?
I have no idea.
Just like walking about?
I guess I go barefoot a lot.
Do you?
Yeah.
I don't know.
If I gotta go out into the driveway and get something out of my car, I won't put shoes on.
Really?
I should.
Do you put socks on? You're completely
I
barefoot.
just run out.
No, I can't do that. I don't know what it is.
Have you guys ever seen that? Speaking of this, that this guy he's like I can't find him. Like he's every day he's running barefoot, trying like like make his feet more
Get
endurance or
caveman
whatever.
feet.
Yeah, and like in the video, you just see him
Caveman feet.
drag his fucking poor toes against the straight
Jeez.
pavement for no reason.
That's stupid.
I know. It's
That's
like
insanity. It's one thing to do it out of like necessity, but to like for a job, but for.
Well, I'm trying to find it.
You can do anything nowadays and post it, and he chose to do that.
It's interesting.
I mean, you got Drake here beating his meat online and getting millions of views. You could have done that, buddy. What are we thinking?
Yeah, well, you know what? One of those is showing off, and one of those is like
He's also
he's
showing off.
working. Maybe he's showing off, but he's really working at something. Drake's big fat wiener, he didn't earn that.
Yeah, facts.
This guy is committed to something really strange, but he is committed to it hard. There's a place for that, people.
Nah. Nope. No.
Did you see?
So, ladies and gentlemen out there, so
Yeah.
what you just witnessed, it was a compilation of this individual training his feet.
For no reason, just pick your fucking foot up.
First,
Mhm.
he walked on like gravel. Then he stepped on this like stone. Final clip, he's dragging his damn toes on the road,
Mm-hmm.
on asphalt. The final picture is over the hedges, turtle there, looking shocked.
That was a good movie.
Yeah.
I
I've
did
never
like
seen
it. I
don't
did
think I've
like
ever
it.
seen
Yeah,
it.
it was funny.
Cool characters in there with the raccoon and the bear. You know, great voice actors.
Actually,
I had it on the DS. I had a DS game
Really?
of Over the Hedge.
Do you know how I used to watch it?
Did you watch it?
I used to watch it on a DVD player in my father's car. Like that, me and my sister used to just love watching movies.
I honestly knew
That was the
I
one.
saw the movie once. I played the game at least a few more times. It was dog shit.
It was a game.
It was a dog shit game.
Yeah.
What's called? I never really. The only time I ever watched. Have you guys ever been to IKEA, like the play place?
Yeah.
I went there. I used to, like, me and my brother used to love going in there, and they had like a movie area, and it was playing, and that's the only time I've ever seen it.
Yeah, that's the kind of location you get over the hedge. It's very safe.
It is very safe.
It's not gonna.
Is it by Pixar?
I don't think so. I think it's like an indie studio.
Oh, wow.
I'm not sure though.
Well done by them. I don't think they made any movies other than that. Not that I'm aware of, anyway.
Yeah. You ever see The Nut Job?
I don't think so.
That was another one of those like weird one-off indie movies. Actually, I think that one might have gotten a sequel, but this is bad. Bad CGI movies for kids.
Do you know Open Season?
Open Season's
I
kind of
did.
good.
I did play those games. I do remember that.
I did have an Open Season game.
That it was mind-boggling to me the fact that at the time that there were video games being made about movies.
Mm.
Nowadays, though, if they don't make one, then you almost think they're stupid.
Yeah.
You know,
Eh.
But games like
There's
that.
so many instances. I know what you mean, but
What's a good instant? I think it's
most
the
of
other
the time
way around.
it's
Other way around.
franchises.
That's what they call shovelware. Like, that's just some shit.
It's just extra
Like Mario
cash flows.
movie?
It's just some shit.
Yeah.
I feel like they turn a lot of video
Yeah, if
games into movies. Like they're making a Zelda movie now.
The Mario movie was
Zelda
dumb.
movie, huh?
They make the Mario one. They made They made another one. They made like a.
I don't like the Mario movie.
I never seen it.
Ready Player One is another video game movie. Apparently, it's horrible.
I haven't seen that one either.
I
It's
haven't
like go
either.
into
I don't
the
watch
video
enough
game. I've never
movies,
seen
but I
it.
also feel like certain movies aren't really worth watching.
A lot of them, you have to think about it like this. These directors, they all are trying to express themselves.
Mm.
Think about all the people you've heard express themselves. Do you want to listen to them every day?
Mm-mm.
So then you probably don't want to watch a whole hour-long movie of them just spieling about. You know?
But the reason why
Some
these
people could definitely just cut it down to like an hour, but
Scorsese Killers of the Flower Moon.
that was a good movie.
Too long, though. The pacing, horrible.
I don't know, man. I don't feel like that movie. I mean, yeah, I did waste some time at the end, I guess. Maybe like 15 minutes, but
I don't know. I feel like a lot of the dialogue, they I don't know if he was trying to dramatize it or he was trying to make it more realistic, but regardless, it was not like Oppenheimer.
one
I'll say that.
I guess it was less to chew on.
people were
Definitely.
talking about this in my
Oppenheimer's
class. I
thinker.
literally just had.
It is.
We were talking about this in the class I just had, and someone was like, "Yeah, it was a little too long though for me." And then one of the other people was like, "I like long movies," and he was like, "Yeah, it was about 5 or 6 minutes too long though." It's so like oddly like
Yeah.
like low and specific about how
I'll
long
never
the movie should be.
I'll never
Mario
critique it to
movie.
that extent.
Mario movie was stupid. If they made a video game out of that guy, nobody would buy it.
Yeah. Seriously, what a dumb trademark. Huh?
Ridiculous.
Just throw that into
Now open
The public
season,
realm.
open season DS3. There's money in that.
oh yeah. if you guys want to make a next gen version of Open Season, I'm buying it every day of the week. I don't think I'd play it though. I'm gonna be
I can't
honest.
remember any of the characters' names in that movie.
No, I don't either. I know they're all bears.
There's a deer and a bear.
Oh, there's a
It's
deer.
like the skinny and fat, funny duo.
I see. Is it John Goodman maybe?
I don't think that's the name of the bear.
No, yeah. But I mean the voice actor.
I have no idea. I don't even know the guy's name.
Maybe.
I see the gif a lot of the bear shaking his ass around.
Really?
Yeah,
I haven't seen that. I always see the Smokey Bear though. They love him.
Smokey Bear.
Smokey Bear and what the fuck is his name? Yogi Bear as well.
Yogi Bear?
Yeah.
Smarter than the average bear.
Smarter than you, but boom boom. Never forget about boom boom. Little Reed. Oh, can't say that.
See that pussy, boo boo?
Oh. Speaking of children and abusing them, how's Nelson doing?
Nah,
Nelson Moore continues.
Nelson sucks.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm
What
doing
is
10
is he in school yet, or
Well, I started doing like 10,000 push-ups a day.
you started doing that?
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, but what about Nelson?
Huh? Oh. Yeah.
That has something to do with Nelson.
Well,
How do you find time for 10,000? That's a lot of push-ups.
well, you know, if you get stronger, the more you do them. The more
I see.
10,000 push-ups you do.
So you do one push-up and you can, you're like a Hydra. You can then do 3 more, 4 more.
Mm-hmm.
That's wow. That's impressive stuff.
That is impressive.
All right.
So
I'm
you
trying
should
to-
be like DK Metcalf at the end of this semester.
Well,
That's exponential growth.
the thing with Nelson is that he's just not allowed in the garage.
Is that when you're doing push-ups or just ever?
That's where I do my push-ups.
Okay.
You never get to see him.
Is that only when you're doing push-ups too?
Ever.
Okay.
I don't want him touching my tools,
What tools do you have?
like wrench, screwdriver,
What do you use these things for?
my
To
car.
beat Nelson.
Well, if I ever
You're a
need to
mechanic.
no, but if I ever am in need of fixing something in my car, I would like to have the tools to do it myself.
Do you know how to do an oil change?
The guys at AutoZone will do that for you.
I see.
I go to Valvoline.
I see. Now here's my confusion. You've spent money both on the services and
the
on,
equipment.
and on the goods needed to perform the services.
Well, the car is like a child to me. I will hold it so dear.
What is this vehicle?
Camry.
Ah, I see. Old reliable.
Yeah.
And I had a
Nelson
teacher.
doesn't compare.
Oh yeah, no, Nelson sucks.
What if you taught Nelson to be a mechanic, and then he could work on this vehicle for you?
Well, nah, Nelson can't even drive stick.
How old is Nelson?
10, 15.
He doesn't have a license.
10 to 50. I think
Yeah.
that was different last time.
Yeah. I mean,
He
they
grows
get
fast.
older. Yeah.
In a week or two.
Just as Jeff has this exponential strength thing going for him, Nelson also has this exponential aging thing, and it's a consequence of all the trauma he's been through.
hmm I've actually just set a new record in my 10,000 push-ups. 3.
Wow.
Yeah,
So you should be able to do a total of how many now?
3.
But I
So
thought
that's your max.
The goal is
So
10,000.
the goal is
Of
10,000.
course.
Oh, I see.
But I'm still learning how to do it.
He's still learning.
When did
Right.
you start?
Last week.
Last week, as in literally 7 days?
Give or take.
Yesterday.
All right. So in 24 hours, you've done 3 push-ups.
Yeah.
Wait.
What
Is
will
the
you do in
goal to
48
in
hours?
one day get 10,000 push-ups? Or is it in every day you do push-ups and it counts towards the 10,000?
But the goal is to get to 10,000 push-ups a day because I saw a guy in anime do it.
Because like every day
He
you
got
go
really
up
strong,
more.
so I want to do that.
So you want to be able to do 10,000 push-ups every day?
Correct.
Uh,
And my record is 3. Record.
How long did the
Right.
3
You
push-ups
don't get
take
3.
you?
You don't get 3 every day.
How do you think
you've only been
could've
doing it one day.
done more push-ups?
Look, you're punching holes here that you don't need to punch holes in.
Yeah.
My son's
Listen,
doing fine.
Yo, you know what
My
I want
car is. My son's doing fine.
You know what I want to say?
You haven't said very much about Nelson. What would you like to say, Freddie?
I didn't know if I touched your.
You did.
when I
It's,
put-
it's all right. It's
But,
just tight space here.
But what I want to say is, when you started talking about, you said something when you brought up the marketing thing at the beginning, and it made me think about it. I totally forgot until now. When me and Jeff were sitting at Bearsden the other day. Remember that cop that came up to us?
Yeah, he was like, "This is how I mess with people."
Yeah, this is
He
how I
just
mess
stood
with
there
people.
for a few seconds.
He just stood there and like looked up, looked at all of us, and like I was just like, we just like laughed. Like, what the fuck did we say?
We didn't
right
even
now?
laugh. We just went back to our normal conversation. And in hindsight, I think he might have been trying to just like talk to somebody,
He
but he kind
was.
of didn't know how.
Yeah.
But in the moment, it was just kind of.
He was trying to like make a joke to it. Like he was obviously trying to make a joke. You know what I mean?
He's like this bald cop guy. It's
Yeah.
scary.
I see. Was
I
he
like-
for the school too?
I think he was like a BSU cop, and I like looked at him, and I was just like, I like giggled, like I like laughed a little bit, like I felt bad because like, what do you mean?
I mean, he was making a joke.
Yeah, he
okay?
was trying to make a joke, and like no one was supposed to acknowledge it, so I was like,
He gave him something.
yeah, I gave him some,
He
but
gave him something. That's
Wow.
weird. I totally forgot about
yeah,
that.
I was just like, that was so odd.
That is
Maybe-
so. Were you guys at a dining hall? Is that what you
Yeah,
said?
there's them.
So you're at a dining hall.
With two other people.
I've never even seen a cop in there. Never mind one coming up to me. And that's what he does, huh? He stares at his phone, looks up at you, and he just sometime in between that he says, "This is."
Well, no, he just walked
He said
up
it
to us.
right from the get.
Yeah, he
so
walked
there
up-
wasn't
That's how he
even
started.
any like explanation to it. He
He's like, "This is what I
he
do."
totally blew his load right as soon as he walked up to
Okay.
his pause.
It was almost like a power move.
Yeah.
Like, he was trying to be.
He said-
It was bantering.
He went,
And
"This
he-
is how
and
I
he
mess
looked
with
at-
people," and he just looked at his phone for about 30
half
seconds.
second, and then looked back at them.
Was he looking at
I
him?
see.
I tried not
Yeah.
to look at him.
You
Bro
know-
didn't even look. No, what he did was he looked at
Don't
his
make eye
phone.
contact.
What
Yeah.
he did was but like intimidating him. He looked at his phone, looked at one of us. It was like trying to like match something. Maybe. I
Right,
think that's what he was
maybe.
trying to show
He
us.
was. You know what it was?
Because like that's what he did. I looked at him the whole time. I just
Freddie.
stared at him.
He was going back to the whole bolo thing.
He was,
He
bro.
was looking- He
Bolo.
was trying to see if there was a bolo out for anyone.
Yeah.
Oh,
He was.
Marcus.
Yeah, Marcus.
Is
Yeah,
he
he
black?
was.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Marcus
Marcus
is
is
black.
black.
That could have been it.
Yeah.
I see. So
Maybe
you
the-
were racially profiled by a BSU police officer.
And he heard us. What's it called?
Talk about drugs and
No, he heard us. I don't know
Gang
what it
violence.
is.
No, they were talking about like
fair.
Dragon Ball fighting games.
Oh yeah, sure. That's what we'll go with.
Yeah.
He heard us talking,
So-
and then probably just walked away. Like these kids are weird.
Yeah, we're not getting in any trouble.
I see. I see. I thought you meant that as a consequence of you talking about that, the BSU PD officer came up to you and wanted to entertain the converse.
I have no
Ah,
idea.
he probably just
Maybe
bored.
what if he also was into Dragon Ball fighters and he heard one
Well, we
of us mention
Yeah.
Yeah,
He
maybe
was like,
actually.
Guys, he's like, "Oh,
Goku?
how about Vegeta? How about Piccolo? You know?
You know Dragon Ball?
My father is a big fan of it, or at least he
Really?
was. So I've seen quite a bit of it. You know, I know a lot about the, you know, it's sort of. He just keeps going. There is no levels. There is no maximum level for Goku. He just continuously keeps increasing.
Mhm.
Um,
And his hair gets a new color.
yeah, I think he turns into a monkey eventually, right?
Yeah, like 4.
Yeah.
Here comes like a Neanderthal Goku.
Yeah. So I mean, I don't. That show is a lot. That show is a lot. And it was interesting about it though. So it is supposed to be a sort of critique on animes, whereby you'll always have this protagonist that is seemingly capable of matching any problem he faces.
Mm-hmm.
Luffy.
And it's like, what? People can't fail just because they're a good guy? It makes no sense.
That's why
No.
Avengers Infinity War is so good.
Right, and that's One Punch Man is even further radicalization of Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about with the 10,000 push-ups.
Oh, that's what it
One
was.
Punch Man.
Saitama.
He did 10,000 push-ups every day and went bald.
He did more than that though.
That's
He
why
did
he goes
sit-ups and he
Yeah, he
ran.
did also a million like sit-ups and a million push-ups or whatever.
So you're trying to get to the point where you can actually jump so high that you go through a roof and ceiling.
Yeah, and
Okay.
not get hurt at all.
Oh yeah, unscathed.
Totally immune.
Like these alien species come up and punch you in the face, and you just shrug it off.
It's cool
Think
though
of going up
'cause
to the ceiling with the. What were you gonna say?
I was just gonna say that the people that he beats up are always like, they never worked as hard as him to get that
They
strong.
have such hubris.
They're like, my brother injected me with a thing and now I'm huge.
Yeah, or it's like
He's the only one that like worked for it.
what else? But there was one too. He's like the god of the sea or something, and he just comes up and I want to take that
Yeah,
Yeah,
land.
the fish guy.
No,
Dude, that show is so good.
it's very creative. I have
I
to
loved
say.
it.
Those Asians, man. Those Asians, they're creative.
They're good storytellers.
I also saw on TikTok there was this Asian man. Don't remember what his name was, but cool guy. He was playing the guitar, and he is very talented. He's able to strum the melody, the bass, and the rhythm all at once. So he's playing 3 different instruments effectively at once. Like it's insane, and it sounds so good. He's done what is that? Boom, boom, boom,
Boom, boom, boom.
What is that song by Michael Jackson called though?
She told me her name was Billie Jean.
Oh,
Billie
Billie
Jean.
Jean.
Across the
Okay.
scene.
He played Billie Jean. Like, that's a complex song. It's synthetic.
That's a good song.
I think it is anyway. So the idea that he could be able to reproduce that on a non-synthetic instrument is beyond incredible.
Some people are just fucking just crazy.
Here's the thing, too. This brought up another conversation. Do you believe it is more talented to exacerbate the chords on the guitar, like sort of Prince did when he was doing his cover of "While My Guitar Gently Weeps," or do you think it's more?
The thing is, there's a limit to it.
Well, like those are like the two methodologies of being good at guitar. Like you can only be so good, I guess, right?
Which
Like,
is unfortunate.
the people who are the very best at it, that's what they do. They either exacerbate the chords, or it's like they'll do like true like rock and roll.
They make it talk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or they'll do what the Asian man was doing, where they'll play multiple instruments effectively on the same instrument.
Mm.
And I don't know which one is superior to either. Yeah, I really don't. I think they're both just incredible to listen to.
There's a song by Eddie Vedder called "Can't Keep," and he does it on the ukulele, and he just like plays it, and then he adds another like melody over it, and then he throws in like a third one. It sounds like he's playing 3 ukuleles
It's
at once.
awesome, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like, you see
And
him-
then he sings over it too.
Oh, that's even better.
Yeah.
The Asian man can't sing, but I mean, his
Wicked
fingers.
talented, Mr. Vedder.
Well, the most incredible part too is just
Eddie Vedder?
how
Eddie
easy
Vedder.
they make the strumming seem.
Mhm.
You know, and like even the chord changes too. Like it's
They're just
so
one with
fast,
it.
but they're so fluid.
It's the way,
That is beautiful.
like the way you would hold, not even the way we would hold a pen, because they make art. It's art.
Yeah,
It's beautiful.
It's more art than pictures.
it's the way Picasso picked up a paintbrush. You know?
Humans just have this ability to like take an object and make it part of themselves. That's why we got as far as we did.
I would say too, Asian people seem to be very good at just that,
Mm.
at sort of focusing and mastering skills.
Yeah, but that's why the suicide rate's so high.
Yeah, it's highly competitive as well. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
and you know,
To kill yourself? Sorry.
no, so like,
Oh, in the artist.
oh, it's like so the framework of it is like Harvard University. Like all the kids go there, they think they're the smartest kids in the world, but they're around other smartest kids in the world, and so among the smartest kids in the world, they no longer be the smartest.
There's always a bigger fish.
That causes them to become they get
It's courage.
neurotic, right? Yeah, and so discouragement would be the first thing, and then eventually it builds up, and they start saying, "I'm a fucking failure."
But then they're like, I put everything into this.
Yeah, and like also,
I have nothing else.
if I fail here, they think their whole life is ruined, even though they're at Harvard. You've already won. You've already won. You're at a pick-me school. As soon as you get out, people are just going to email you asking you for a job, and you're worried. Anyways, so yeah, so that drives them to kill themselves, and so that same phenomenon is happening in Japan on a national level.
Yeah, I think it's just like, honestly, that culture, you hear the stereotype that, oh, you better be a
Yeah.
doctor, you better be a lawyer.
Yeah,
There's
another
truth
thing,
in just.
they're very
All right. I need to go to the bathroom.
okay. They're very. They love their hierarchical structures and their sort of the authority that they place to those structures. So, like, it's almost like the caste system, effectively.
Mm-hmm.
And like, imagine you live your whole life, you know, and you think that you work hard enough, you'll be able to be treated and be seen as someone better than where you started out.
Right.
That's
And
admirable.
They don't get that in their lifetime.
But
They
instead
put it
of
on
that-
their kids.
Yeah. Well, that's one way, but I mean, in Japan, like they might not even find a wife. You know, they might not even be able to afford housing because of
The work
just-
culture.
the work culture and how psychologically taxing it is too. You know, because it's one thing to tell everyone to try to do your best. It's another thing to have them struggle and then say do that,
Mm-hmm.
because then, well, this is where income inequality and power imbalances come from.
Well, my theory is that we have we got a little case of social loafing going on.
Yeah.
The more people you put on a project, the less each individual person is going to work. And we are a huge country with a lot of people.
Mm-hmm.
They're just like an island. They got to really grind to keep up.
Yeah, but they're also like, it's not like they're like China where their population is highly dense. You know, we have the third largest populace, and so if we stagnate when it comes to things like legislation, when it comes to things like policy change through executives, it makes sense. There's a lot of chefs in the kitchen, Japan, though, doesn't quite have the same excuse. They have a lot of people. Don't get me wrong; it's the 21st century, but they're not at our scale.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like people say we should take on uh, what is it? Free healthcare, because that's what these European countries do. Well, guess what? It goes right back to the population issue again, though.
Yeah.
Financially, if all these countries are working together, almost like this big conglomerate,
A Portuguese man of war.
yeah, then it's going to be much easier to finance things. Especially, they all use the same currency too. You know, so never mind interbanking, they can do inter-country banking. You know, so like they have a lot of money to play around with. Not as many people. We have a lot of money, the most money in the world, but we also have the third most people in the world.
We got to keep a lot of people happy.
Yes, and
I feel like some people
very
think we
diverse.
just have unlimited resources, and
Well,
I get that it isn't being distributed fairly, but it could be a lot worse.
it could definitely, and people don't recognize that too. The fact, like, it's very difficult to understand if you only have ever experienced a single sort of circumstance. It's very difficult to then say, yeah, but it was even worse before. You have no idea what it felt like. You have no idea, you know, truly how severe those circumstances were. And so it's, I don't know, it's like a paradox.
Yeah, it's a catch-22.
Double-edged sword.
Freddy needs to be let in now.
Oh, still right in in it.
Yeah, we're in it.
Alright.
Still recording, if you don't mind.
I'm gonna charge the pen in the CPU over
That's fine.
For real, baby.
Yeah, dude, you couldn't charge your pen in the fucking 1800s.
there. You could
You could, like, smoke probably, you know, the peace pipe? That might have been, I mean, that had to have been the worst weed ever.
I don't know why that's so funny.
The shit that, like, the Indians were smoking.
Oh yeah, they listen.
And then
You
they
would-
would get dysentery.
You're talking about the Native Americans?
I'm just saying, like, now you can smoke a cart. We got this. Things are pretty good.
Listen, you know about salvia?
Salvia?
Oh yeah,
Yeah. Terrible.
that shit is crazy. That's what those Native Americans be doing. They go on those teepees, they start a little fire, you start to get the chants going.
It's salvia. I apologize. That shit's hardcore. Original Native Americans. I'm sure you were smoking
No, but like,
crazy good.
they know.
Maybe that wild salvia was even better. Who knows?
Oh no, yeah, like they knew it was intense. Like
Yeah.
that's why they went in the huts and like did all this like preparatory stuff with it, because it's like shrooms. That's like shrooms, baby. That's taking you to a different realm.
Yeah. I really do think they know something we don't. Wiping them out like that was a huge disservice.
They're not all gone.
But so much of it is.
There's a lot of them are gone, definitely. And the biggest issue too is like even when you go to these communities of Native Americans, oftentimes they're so disenfranchised and impoverished that like they'll be struggling with similar things to like the black community. Well, they'll have like drug violence and drug violence. They'll have drug issues and violent crimes and rape, all of these things.
Many of them live in trailer parks.
Yeah. So it's like
It's not what it used to be, man.
it's not what it used to be, and it's also it's pretty sad, isn't it?
I don't know.
Indeed.
They pretty much got thrown away.
The way they were just like grateful for everything they had. That sounds pretty good to me.
Yeah, like the English settlers and colonists and pilgrims who came to the United States did not appreciate the land as much as the Native Americans.
No.
The only excuse for having conquered was very similar to what happened with slavery, where we witnessed these, what we determined to be primitive societies doing things like cannibalism, doing things like slavery,
Right.
and torture. And to us, that was just so barbaric, you know, so archaic.
Yeah. We create nothing that represents our love of land or at all. We make this plastic that will not decompose.
Mm. It's
tragic.
very strange. And like the idea that you could just walk up somewhere and say, "Yeah, you guys don't have houses, so we're better than you."
And
It's
now
really-
everybody's super unhappy.
Yeah, and like where did we go? Where did this road lead us?
Which way, Western man? They knew all along.
You like another water?
It's a mate.
Here you are, sir.
Bro
Thank you.
loves the water.
There's a lot to hydrate here.
You got 10,000 push-ups to do. So
I got 10,000 push-ups.
Get that
to do.
water in
I've
there.
got a son to
One day.
neglect. I've got a car I've got to keep up on.
a child that
You gotta neglect.
yeah, a child to neglect. That's wonderful.
No, it's not easy. It's not easy like it should be. I
I
send you letters.
send who letters?
I get letters.
From who?
I don't know, like the government.
About what? About Nelson?
About Nelson. I get letters from Nelson, I think. Or like their lawyer.
You live with him.
Their lawyer.
Nelson
Yeah.
has a lawyer? Is he trying
But he's
to...
not allowed in the garage. Neither is my wife.
Well, why? What are you building in there?
My Camry.
But you said you can't even touch your camera. You go to AutoZone.
No, just for the oil change.
So you work on everything in the car except for the oil change. It's one of the easiest things.
The car doesn't. The car is like kind of new.
Okay.
Hasn't really broken down yet.
Okay. All right. So you have tools. You don't expect to use them.
Right. Well, I do eventually. It's gonna happen.
I see. You have made the investment of buying tools so that in possibly a decade or 5 years or so, you would then maybe be able to use them.
It's called being proactive.
Yes. That reminds me of something. One of my biggest qualms with society is proactive legislation. The idea that we would make rules that stops people from doing things that they haven't even thought of doing yet. Things such as, what's a good one? Wow, I haven't explored this argument in so
But
long.
there are a lot of things that, in retrospect, we should have done sooner, like the
Such
climate
as?
change.
So,
It's tough.
climate change is tough.
Nobody believed Al Gore. They thought he was a freaking Al Bozo. Even South Park did until they realized he was right.
Here's the thing about climate change, though. There's always going to be two frames of it. There's going to be the scientific frame, and there's going to be the political frame. Now, scientifically, observations have been made, there's research. Okay. That cannot be ignored.
Right.
Politically, the application of the research that has been done by scientists,
Mm-hmm.
the policies don't reflect that. The Green New Deal, let's butcher the American economy. That's not what they said in those reports.
Yeah, that's the thing. We're trying to keep up with everybody else. And that's a lot of coal. It's a lot of oil. It's a
Yeah.
lot of passing your keys around to the big oil men and the big coal men. And they build your tanks and they shoot your artilleries and
Yes.
fight for your freedom
They make the world go round.
and put up all kinds of smoke.
That, though, is what Journey was talking about with the big wheel in the sky. That's what they're talking about. You know, these elitists who are willing to do anything for money, whether it be warfare, whether it be diseases. COVID-19, Anthony Fauci was actually part of the Wuhan research facility that created the virus. This is public record now. So you lied, you're a liar, and you're still the president or whatever the hell you are of the WHO. I don't know why, but here we are.
I totally just blanked.
I didn't realize actually how many issues I had with the world. And it's not even like these like childish, naive things where like
No.
I'm like, everyone's a bad guy, you know?
They're getting specific.
I'm talking about like the real instances in which people just did shitty things and did not have to suffer the consequences for it.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Developing a conscience.
yeah, I'm actually becoming a conscious civilian.
That's good. It's good to be informed.
Before I was just like a person of the earth. Now I'm American.
Yeah, me too, actually.
What about you, Freddie?
I went through that, like,
I'm nothing.
You're nothing?
Yeah.
You're
how do you take throwing up? You get wigged out by it?
funny you ask. I used to, as a child, when I was about 7 years old in kindergarten, I used to go to the bathroom. Well, I would raise my hand. I would say, I feel sick. I
Right.
would go to the bathroom, make myself throw up, putting my fingers in my mouth and like gagging until I threw up.
Yeah,
Go to the nurse's office. Obviously, she knew I threw up.
because you got the smell.
I got the eyes, I got the smell, everything.
Yeah.
I would get sent home. And I would do that maybe 3 times a week.
I did go home a lot when I was in
Oh yeah,
elementary school.
I was
I never
born.
went that far.
I was born to just connive, and I've been fighting my whole life to not cut corners. To just do things the right way.
Yeah.
But that's what throwing up means to me.
Throwing up is just like you're good with it then.
I used to look at it almost like a skill. Like how fast could I make myself throw up this time? You know?
Yeah.
Like I would be in there and like.
Okay. Wow.
And like, as I got older though, I started to like school, so I didn't want to leave. But then I started drinking. Ooh wee! Coming back from a party after you've been drinking, especially if you've mixed some shots and beer and bourbon and tequila and vodka and did I already say that? I don't know, but regardless, if you're mixing all those things, there's only one pathway for them. Yeah, they're getting their asses right back out of you.
Definitely.
And so I would do that then. Same trick, finger in the mouth, unleash.
Yeah. That's pretty advanced.
And it makes it it made me feel like I actually I'd be like, all right, come on, like just throw up because I knew it would make me feel better.
I pump my stomach in a way. Like I can trigger my own gag reflex.
Really?
With the back of just wiggling the back of my throat in a certain way.
I can't.
Because I never like putting anything down my throat. It would give me like a sore throat if I had bacteria on the finger.
Okay. You have is it something with the immune system?
No, I mean you get a dirty finger, you poke yourself in the back of the throat. I've gotten sick off of that. Like actually, and getting a cold is way different than throwing up. You don't want to get a cold. That's unpleasant.
Yeah.
It doesn't happen all the time, but it has happened enough that I'm like, I'm not doing it no more.
Okay. I've never gotten that. Even as a kid, that's actually, now that you've mentioned that really surprised me, in fact. But I mean, if you're regurgitating, then assuredly the bacteria would come up with it.
I know, you'd think.
Huh.
You'd think. And when I say it's happened enough, I mean like twice.
Yeah.
But I can kind of like roll my tongue in the back of my throat in a way that makes me vomit.
That
but only if I'm nauseated.
Oh, okay. All right, I see.
Otherwise, it's like hard.
Would you be able to just to focus on it and just keep at it, and then eventually it would make you nauseous, and then you would throw up? Freddy is back again.
The nausea centralizes in my. You know how your body operates and your brain isn't fully aware of it.
Right.
It just does everything on its own.
Subconscious processing. Yeah.
So when I get that pain, I can almost hook my brain hands around that sensation and find where my stomach's at, and then force myself to throw up.
What are you guys talking about?
Throwing up.
Yeah, I can make myself throw up. Yeah.
I thought you were just doing that.
Yeah, I didn't mean to.
What happened over there, man?
I don't know.
You just went for a walk?
I did. I went downstairs and looked around and see these places.
You didn't like anything there?
I don't really know what you're talking about.
There's vending machines.
There's a vending machine where I came in the very basement floor. There's a vending machine. Is it?
I thought it was all drinks. I just saw
Maybe.
It might just be.
It might be. I don't know. I don't use the vending machines often.
I don't either.
You gotta get you a Kit Kat.
Yeah. That would do the trick.
That would do it.
Some bread and soup.
And a blanket.
Yes. A heated blanket with that. Speaking of heated blankets, my dog, he is a Chihuahua Pug mix, and he also struggles to exist.
Oh.
Every night we have to put a blanket over him, and he lays atop a heated blanket. We have to turn it on sometimes just to keep his ass warm.
Dang, dude. Born on a pillow of silk.
If he was out in the wild, especially here in Massachusetts,
He dead?
He's not kind of.
he's done. To be fair though, guess where he's from?
Mexico.
Puerto Rico.
I was pretty close.
It's a Hispanic dog.
Mm-hmm.
This nigga was made for heat, for desert-esque experiences.
Mm-hmm.
And here he is.
Short hair.
In fucking Massachusetts tundras,
We're not even supposed to be up here.
I'm definitely not.
I mean, if we were out in the cold like that, we would probably fare better and maybe a little further south. We're a little more tropical. We're a tropical species.
Yeah.
We're not even supposed to be up here.
But what's weird, though, is with the white peoples, especially the Scandinavians, they developed so that they do pretty good in the damn cold.
Mm.
You could make an argument that they were actually supposed to just be in the cold. Maybe they're not, like a polar bear, but
They do have those Yakubian genetics. The blonde hair, the blue eyes, the
Blonde hair.
pallid skin.
Do you know what the significance of that is?
What?
Like why people have lighter pigmentation?
Why?
It's a sensitivity to the sun. So you need less sunlight.
Yeah.
And you would receive less sunlight in these more Arctic areas.
To get your vitamin D.
Exactly.
You need your vitamin D.
Black people, though, they're always around the sun. It's not that it's harder for them to get the vitamins, but like it's almost like a stronger skin organ, effectively.
I guess when I say humans aren't meant to be up there, I mean like to go up there. They're killing other animals and then wearing their skin as like a thing, and they're still like cold. They've always got those red noses.
Right.
Humans just run around naked in like the Sahara.
Yeah, and well, I mean they've just got like little fucking bits of cloth over there.
Yeah.
Their peni and their pupils.
That'll poop it.
And then that's it. Yeah, they're done. I don't know how they don't die.
Spot.
You know, because it's the desert, so they have to have things like snakes and maybe not scorpions, but certainly spiders and all of these other things. And how do they not just get bit every instance of every moment?
You gotta think about how scary a human is if you're like,
especially if he's
if
trampling
you're
about.
an animal. Like this thing is just standing up, swinging an incredibly
Oh, yeah.
long and pointy arm at
They're
you and
yelling.
screaming.
Yeah. And I'm gonna be honest. So I noticed this.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just messing about with my dog, just playing with them. If I like stomp on the ground, because they're like we were talking about before, they're so sensitive to things like storms and stuff.
Yeah.
Just them feeling the vibrations in the ground warrants them understanding sort of the
Your
intensity of the
authority.
moment. I don't even want to say authority, like because I guess they do sort of get that perspective from it. Because like my cat will like look at me to make sure it's okay for him to go outside, even if the
Right.
door's wide open. So like I guess there's a little bit of that, but for the most part, it's like they just understand that I could kill them basically.
Yeah. They know when shit's about to get real.
And
Sometimes. I have a dog that barks at everything.
that's a very strange feeling, you know, to just.
But I feel like we also have those very similar instincts. Like when something falls over in the dark, we get the shit scared out of us.
Yeah.
Even though we logically know it's probably nothing really worth worrying about.
Or like you hear like the floorboards creaking, and it has to be a serial killer. That's the only option.
Yeah. But, yeah. I don't know. They just have that, but in a much more primal form, I guess. Especially if you're small.
The smaller, well, I don't know, because like
But yo, you see that thing about the fish that like went I forget where it was, but they were like going crazy, and then like a couple days later there was a big ass earthquake.
because
Yeah,
of the fish.
animals
No,
always.
like every fish was like they were getting the fuck out of this area,
Okay.
and then that area had a fucking big ass
Animals
earthquake.
always like freak out before earthquakes.
And before
Interesting.
before shit goes down.
Natural disasters, they sense it. They sense. So you're aware of this whole idea of frequencies, yeah?
Yeah.
So that stems from the idea, and I didn't understand this, which is why I thought it was so stupid. But now that I understand it, it doesn't sound as stupid. Stems from the idea that we exist in a matrix, and not a matrix like Neo Matrix. A matrix, as in, you could look at the universe from a sort of abstract sense as one giant cube that is all, and like that's all just bits of energy. And all of those bits of energy, when you zoom in, is formulated and, you know, more complexly, like you see humans and you see Earth. But just because when you zoom in, it looks like that doesn't mean it's not a matrix. It doesn't mean everything isn't connected anymore. It just means it's more complicated.
Okay.
That complexity and sort of this ether that we experience, right, which would be like air and space.
Yeah.
For the most part, it's not really space, as in it's not like there's nothing there.
Right.
It's just there's nothing observable
That's
there.
how we perceive it.
Right.
Right.
So right now, in between me and you, there exists a plethora of atoms and energy and bacteria and you know, molecules, and we don't even know it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's a matrix. I am thereby connected to you through this string of energy.
Yeah, and by like sound. We keep hitting each other with like sound waves.
Well, you could look at that just simply as reverberations of them on the matrix.
Yeah.
So like we're
I mean, I can't
connected,
see- I
whether
can't-
or not you say something, we're connected.
Right.
And it just so happens that you are then sort of expressing yourself, right? That's what we call it, which is like shifting your frequency in a manner that allows for me to better understand what you as an entity represent, you see.
Yeah. But I feel
It's very abstract, very abstract.
I think humans definitely get caught up in labels and stuff.
Yeah.
But they try to almost hide that connection from other people.
It's not so. I made this quote, a whole poem. It was something like, "Take off the mask and you'll begin to live life as you should have been.
Mhm.
Sometimes you'll lose, sometimes you'll win, but in the end you will begin." Oh, I think I'm just about to repeat the first line. I don't remember how it
Maybe
goes.
it's as close as what it's a bookend.
I don't remember how it goes anymore, but the idea is, it's not that we're trying to be inauthentic.
No.
It's just that throughout the course of our lives, we've mistakenly learned that it's easier and better to lie about who we are than to just be who we are.
Mm-hmm.
That's not true. That makes no sense. You were who you were before you got here, and then as soon as you're here, you're going to be someone else.
Mm-hmm.
What are we doing?
Adapting.
That's not adaptation. That's
But-
condemnation by fear.
Yeah, kind of like how the thing falling over in the night shouldn't scare us. It's kind of irrational.
That irrationality is
Humans are very cliquey.
that stems back to, well, it's almost like what is that term called? Like legal realism. You know what that is?
Nope.
That's like why judges will be like, okay, we will. I had a similar case this time, similar circumstances. This is what I adjudicated, so I'm going to do that again.
Yeah.
That's legal realism.
Okay, yeah, that makes
It's just
sense.
doing the same shit you did before. They use complexer words like retrofitting to one's priors. That's the definition.
Yeah.
That's what he means.
So if you repeat an offense,
It's not even about the person who's.
or you
It's
mean like
just
the
about the
style
judge.
of
It's like
offense.
it's a
like
theoretical.
two different gunpoint robberies that he would treat very similarly.
Yes.
Yeah.
Just because. Yeah, and like this.
Yeah.
So legal realism is used as an excuse as to like why like critical race theory exists or why critical legal studies exist.
Yeah.
Like those are about white supremacy and about power imbalances, particularly about finances, right?
Right.
So income disparities. But shifting from all of that, the whole point. What were we talking about before that?
The Matrix.
I
guess
I don't know.
the moral is there's no objective truth. Womp womp.
Well, if any, so it's not that. Why? What makes you so convinced of that?
Because what I said, I'm not really like, I'm just a brain inside of like a thing, you know, and I'm not directly perceiving the outside. Like, yeah, I'm not directly perceiving the outside through anything but organs, and organs don't always work. I mean, bees can see colors that we can't see.
Hmm.
That's weird. That's the way the way we can't breathe oxygen. I don't think there's any objective way of like perceiving stuff.
Okay. Well, but have you ever considered though that so like, all right, I'll take this two angles. First angle, I'll go philosophically. So you are a dream within a dream.
Mm-hmm.
The idea meaning that, sure, you've got this whole bullshit thing going on in your head of what you think is happening. That's the dream.
Right.
But just as well, you're a part of a larger dream.
Mm-hmm.
So like, even if you don't understand everything completely, that doesn't mean that there isn't something larger at play. It just means that as a condition of you being a part of it, you'll only ever be a facet and not the entirety.
Like an ant trying to perceive the ant farm.
Yeah.
That's its world.
That's me.
So that's the dream within
The
the
ant.
dream. Another aspect too is it sounds more like what you're saying is humans struggle to obtain objective truth because of their senses. It's not that such things do not exist, but rather
We can't see.
humans are incapable of it.
Right. So I guess for humans, there may be no objective truth.
You really agree with that though? Because I mean, there are. I mean, I know Freddie was talking about too. Like, even theories aren't really true; they're just what appears to be true.
Yeah, we just kind of. I mean, there are guesses that I definitely like a lot better than others. Evolution, I'm down for. Evolution, animals exist. I have a dog. Yeah, that would. I'll reliably agree with those. like sentiments.
Animals
But-
exist? What would be the counterpart? They don't exist.
No, like if I was just like talking to somebody, but recording. But well, I'm just saying like I look at my dog and I'm like, this dog is cute. You could look at my dog and be like, ugh, I don't really like the way his head is shaped.
Scanlet.
Little Solomon
Yeah,
Skinley.
Solomon Skinlet.
Solomon Skinley.
My dog.
That's his name?
That's what I call him.
There it is.
Yo,
what is he?
He's a Wheaton Terrier Doodle.
I'm gonna have to wrap this up because I'm about to pick up food soon.
Yeah, it's probably for the best. What time? What time? Like, be specific here.
I mean, we can wrap it up in like 3 minutes. It'd be great.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
Damn, that's quick. All right.
What are we at right now?
I thought the food was gonna take a lot longer than fucking.
Do we get at least an hour?
We will.
We're gonna, yeah.
Okay.
All right, that's fine. That's okay. You know, you've been
We'll
having
go a little bit over. Yeah.
you've been having
A minute and
an
seven.
interesting day. It's unfortunate that you have classes tomorrow. So
I
this,
have work though.
so this is your Friday before vacation. Well, that reminds me. What is the recording going to be like during vacation? Yeah.
I'm fine. Jeff probably ain't so fine now.
I might come through.
Jeff might
Where
come.
would we do it though? Here?
Yeah. So they're going to shut down the buildings.
When?
I think they're going to shut down the buildings.
Everyone goes to Floyd's house.
Where?
Ryan lives right near.
Well, I mean, even if we go to my house, there's no promise it'll be quiet though.
Same.
Hmm.
Let's see here.
No.
You guys mind recording in a shed? You come to my house.
I don't mind the shed.
I got a shed.
You mind the shed? Is it
Um,
warm in the shed?
Yeah, there's a heater. The
That's
heater might
great.
be a bit loud, but
Well, we already have the fan of the laptop going. I'm sure it couldn't be that much worse.
this is true.
We are men of a particular quality here. We do not
And
aspire.
it's not good. It's not good quality.
Whoa!
Mhm.
There's a lot of aspects to quality. All right. When it comes to substance, we're there. When it comes to audio quality, video
We're not.
quality, when it comes to the fact that I've actually stolen copyrights from people.
You just gonna admit to that now?
Well, here's the thing. So do you remember what we were talking about with the copyright laws? Do you remember how I said so long as you adequately change it to make it a new work, it's okay?
Mhm.
That's what I did. That's why I made sure to mention that. Because otherwise, what I did would have been wrong.
What would you do?
I took a bunch of pictures from online without paying for them and used them to make the logo. But
You cut it up and put it together just like an
exactly,
AI.
they're all
It's like an
separate
AI.
pictures. They're all separate pictures, so they can't come at me. Who's gonna be bothered by it?
It's like
The
a
people who made the
collage.
glasses, the
You
people who
can't-
made the bear.
You're not gonna sue a guy for cutting out magazine pictures,
No,
collaging them together.
you don't sue a serial killer for writing the police a note in magazine letters. It doesn't make sense.
Mhm.
Is there other things you could sue him for though?
Emotional duress, assault, battery. Those are crimes, though.
Murder.
Murder. It would be a
Serial
murder.
killer hypothetical. Yeah.
Did you draw that, Jeff?
Yeah.
What am I looking at?
I want you to tell me what it looks like.
That looks like a Rick and Morty character. Either trying to eat a pizza telepathically or playing an instrument
All right, the
telepathically.
first one is correct. He's trying to eat a pizza telepathically. I wanted to see your interpretation of it before I told you what it was.
And what inspired this character here with the sort of the breast/buttocks head?
I thought
That's
it
the
made
big
him
brain,
like look
right?
smart. Yeah.
Okay, I see exactly what you mean now. Yeah.
Yeah. I guess if I had more time, I would have put veins in it.
Well, then it would look like a ball sack.
Can't win.
Yeah, well,
Your brain's kind of just butt shaped. I don't know.
It is butt shaped.
It's like split down the middle.
Now, I said once that I wanted to learn every crack and crevice of a person. It's because internally I was thinking of the brain
Yeah.
and how it folds.
But I think butthole.
Yeah, and as soon as I said it, I thought, wow.
yeah,
like,
say. I was
that
like, what do you think?
sounds like I'm trying to check this dude out. That's what that means.
Yeah.
But that's not what I was going for.
Some people are just. You want to know what makes them
All right,
funky like they are,
maybe
and
time.
you'll never
Hold
fully grasp it.
on. Hold on.
Sure, Russ.
What do you mean? I gave you the timer constraint.
Hold on. You said we'd go over a little.
Yeah. The food will be ready in a moment.
Yeah,
Where'd
but-
you get the food from?
99. It's right around the
All
corner.
right. 99 food's pretty good. I don't want to have you waiting for that. For that reason.
Well, I'm sorry I wasn't feeling great this episode, I guess.
It's fine. It's okay.
We-
I just hope you feel better. I hope that.
I think this food will bring you good
Yeah,
spirits.
You need some glucose in you.
something. This guy just needs fucking glory of God with them.
Yeah,
All right,
right.
but anyways, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for joining us again. I've been. I didn't even say what episode it was.
It's like 9, right?
I
Maybe
think
10.
yeah, I think this will be like episode 9 or 10, and I'm gonna have to edit this.
I think that was how old Nelson is.
9 or 10.
Yeah, something like that.
All right, so we know how old Nelson is now. Would you?
No, I'm not.
We know how old Nelson is, but you may or may not know what episode this is. I have no
Happy
idea what it
ending.
is.
Everybody wins.
This has been Cave Convos. I have been one of your hosts. Dale Bear, joined
I'm
by
Fred.
Jeff
Fred.
Grizzly.
Thank you very much for listening, everybody.
See you next week.
We hope you
Maybe.
hear from us again.
Bye.
Goodbye.